Hello. We just had about 1.5 hour conversation with my new friend from Cyprus, John. John, pronounce your last name, please.
John Joannidis.
John Zonidis. He's a founder and CEO of lawyer firm, lawyer company,
An advisory firm.
an advisor, tax advisor, and we just was talking about an abundant mindset, about habits, about principles you live in. And John is very spiritual person, and his results are amazing. John, we discussed about our mentors, about books, and about the universal laws. Can you please tell, that's spontaneous, and that decision was spontaneous to record this interview, and that was my invitation. And John said yes, because he's great person, he always say yes to opportunities. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
John, and tell me about the universal laws you are living by, and about abundant mindset, about results you're getting. Yeah.
I don't know if I will be able to convey everything in exactly the same way as during our conversation. This is a spontaneous interview. We were discussing an abundant mindset, and what I was saying, Pavel, is that there is not just one universal law, the law of attraction or the law of abundance. All the universal laws are connected, and we must understand all of them.
John, is it necessary to understand or just live by? And probably you learned this from your parents, from your peer group. You told me about that before. Is it necessary to understand theory, or just use them without knowing how it works?
To live by them, you must understand them. For example, you will not wake up and say, I will live abundantly today. You must also trust that you will live abundantly, or that you will call abundance into your life. So that is the law of trust. It must also be the right time, which is the law of time. The space must be open, the law of space. Time and space synchronize, which is the law of synchronicity. In order for an opportunity to be created, time and space must synchronize, such as the moment now.
Yes, John, and also you just started to talk about the universal laws, and you mentioned some of them. And also the Iron Man, it's called like Iron Man, the law of cause and effect. What is cause for you, and how you achieve such amazing results in business and in personal life? Is it always thoughts are causes and activities? And what do you think about that kind of law?
Our thoughts, our intentions are what's called consciousness. So they are the potential to create the seeds that require attention to manifest, the law of manifestation. The potential is the law of potentiality, pure potentiality. So our conscious mind, our consciousness, is quite a powerful tool. What we think of is usually what will happen. We are feeding it with energy, and with the right attention, that's what will manifest.
John,
but again, the laws work together. You must be trusting that it will happen. You must be trusting that it will happen at the right time. The universe knows best.
And you mentioned the word energy.
Yes.
Is it right that where you put your attention, the energy flows, and the results goes in that direction? And if you don't have anything, it's not your priority right now, and you doesn't put energy and attention and actions in that field. Is that correct?
Could you repeat? Sorry.
I agree that if you put your attention on some aspects of your life, for example, your business life or personal life, and you put your attention, you think about that, the flow of energy goes in that direction, and you take actions and you have results in that field.
Yes, I mean, I'm not an expert, and I'm not a professional
you are not
either.
a metaphysicist.
I'm just a lawyer. I'm just speaking from my experience. But yes, it's said that where you divert your attention, energy flows. Now, you can contaminate that energy flow with fear, or anger, or a negative emotion.
And we've been talking about that.
You may not be trusting. You may not be trusting. You may not be trusting that you can achieve or manifest what you are diverting your attention to. I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Yeah, so I just want to tell our Facebook friends that we are talking. That spontaneous talk with very interesting entrepreneur from Cyprus, John. He is a tax advisor and CEO of his own company with more than 20 employees. And now we're talking about the universal laws, about abundant mindset that works in our life every single day, every single minute. If we doesn't think about it, that works all the time. And we've been talking about with you, John, more than 1.5 hours before that translation, before that live stream in Facebook. And I asked you a question, John. You are very, your results are amazing. And what do you think? Is the universe is neutral, positive, or negative? And that's what's amazing insight for us, that the universe most of the time is neutral, and that's our choice to make it negative or positive, abundant or lack, or poor.
There are two sides
to the coin. Tell our viewers more about that, what we discussed before, John. How can we make it abundant? How can we expand our life, our universe, if we can say that?
It's constant work with ourselves.
Yep. And you said it's always battle with ourselves.
It's a battle of identifying that we are in lack, or we have a limiting belief system, either about ourselves or society, which is blame. Blaming is a type of victim consciousness, of shifting responsibility from ourselves to others. We are responsible and accountable for what we believe and our development. And we are responsible and accountable for creating the shift in consciousness. So believing in unlimited possibilities. An expansive mindset is an abundant mindset.
Yep.
The universe is abundant. It's infinite, and constantly creating and being created.
Absolutely, John. If you remember,
so the only limitations are set by us. The limitations to what we can achieve are set by us, by our belief systems, by social programming and indoctrinations, and these need to be plucked out.
And what do you do to eliminate that limiting beliefs in yourself? And we talked about a lot before, and you mentioned about your parents and your mom that always push you forward. We can have more. We can
Yes.
do more.
Yes, why do you want less when you can have more? Why are you thinking of less when you should be thinking of more? But it's a constant choice. It's a daily choice. It's a choice to believe in more, or a choice to believe in less. A choice to believe that you are worth more or worth less. A limited mind is ultimately stagnant or goes into stagnation.
And also we can reprogram that concept we are living by. We can analyze. You remember I shared my ideas about that. And we can analyze what's holding us back,
Yes,
and what
yes.
can be better, what can be push us forward to in life, in results.
It's usually a fear-based program.
Yeah. And
A layer of fear that needs to be peeled away.
John, and you remember I told you a story about my life. I thought, oh, I'm going to be successful. Maybe I change something outside. I'm going to buy a new suit. I'm going to travel or buy a new car, and everything changed. But that's what wasn't like this. And I understand that to have more abundant, more interesting life, I have to become more interesting, abundant person inside. And that's constant and never-ending improvement. You remember philosophy Kaizen?
Yes.
And if you say, "Oh, I don't really like," that's part of me. I like this, but I want to eliminate this or reprogram that, and that's holding me back. I want to change this concept. I want to change these thoughts, and thoughts are causes, and affects our results in life. And when we start to think like this, it's habit. It's not. We were not born with that. We're not born ideal lawyer or ideal entrepreneur. Every single skill, I think, business skill is learnable, and that habit of thinking is learnable process, learnable. And we can, and if we understand how it works in successful people lives, and we start to think and act like them by cause and effect, we start step by step getting results as they are getting. And that's amazing. And you told about your peer group, your mentors, your friends that always push you forward, very supportive, and you learn a lot from them, and they learn from you a lot.
Yes.
Because you are a very deep, interesting person by yourself.
There's an energy exchange.
So tell us more about peer group, about importance of friends around, about people you communicate with.
Well, often we attract people that are like us. So going back to the subject of the broadcast, abundance, if you hold an abundant mindset and you hold abundance and the intention of abundance and understand it, you will attract people with a like mind that think limitlessly. And they're not limited by their belief systems, or they do not have limiting belief systems, I should say. And gradually people that have limiting beliefs will leave your life. And yes, peer groups are...
Yeah. John, can you mention a couple of names of your role models or mentors or such people that you learn a lot from them, maybe from from your career or now in business life or personal life. Maybe you can mention some authors of books